Alright, so let's update this market because I think it's much needed. Everybody's super scared right now, so okay. So let's draw a basic Elliott wave template. So you have a downtrend, then your option one is you're gonna retrace like this in 3 waves within a parallel channel before moving back down again, and between this leg and this leg you're gonna have a 1-to-1 fib ratio. So that's your first option. Second option is you have your downtrend, and so far it's exactly the same, but there, instead of making a 1-to-1, you actually reach the 1618. Right there. Plus, if you draw the same channel, this wave breaks this channel, and once you break this channel and reach the 1618, there's a very high probability that you're gonna have a correction after wave 4, and after this a wave 5. So your wave 4 is gonna retrace very often to the 382 fib level, and also it's gonna land around the top of this channel, sometimes on the midline of this channel. Alright, so that's your 2 basic Elliott wave templates. So now let's apply this to this chart, and I'm gonna put the makeup. So let me remove this now. Wave 1 to base channel. We break the channel to the upside. We break the 1-to-1 fib to the upside. To the 618, to the 1618, we even break it a bit. That's your wave 3 here, okay? So after your wave 3 is finished, you retrace 382 fib level, base channel, wave 4 of preceding degree. So far there's absolutely nothing which should tell you that this is not a wave 4 going on this chart. Like, in fact, everything should lead you to believe that we are currently in a wave 4 of this cycle. So there's no reason to panic at this stage. It's normal. Everything which is happening is normal. What was not normal was people calling for up only when we were there. Right, that was unrealistic expectation. So, but the people who are extremely bullish there are now extremely bearish there. No, here you have to be careful, and no, maybe not greedy yet, but there's no reason to panic. It's normal. Okay, so that's for the macro picture of this cycle. So now let's go on the small time frame of what happened. So we have an impulse to the downside, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, so same thing. 1, 2, base channel. Your wave 3 breaks the base channel. Where does your wave 4 retrace? On the channel, right? Into the 50, like, this was deep, like, okay, it was deeper than the 382, but you know, this happens. And then we moved down again in a 5 wave impulse to where I'll go target to 3.6 and extended fifth. So I mean, I've tried to guide you through it as it was happening. With this chart, first I thought there was a chance we would truncate here, but you know, you have to adjust what you think is going on as the price develops. And well, I hope it helped you. Right, so this impulse to the downside is finished now. And so now, when you have an impulse to the downside, you're gonna retrace. So you're gonna do this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. A, B, C, up. 3 waves retracement, probably towards the 618 or something like this. And then you're gonna have another impulse, another 5 waves down. Okay, so it's gonna be there, your ABC retracement. So you're gonna do something like this. Okay, we're gonna retrace 50, 618 level, and then we're gonna go back down again, revisit this level, in my opinion, later on. Yeah, so, because now, I see charts of because all the super bears are out right now, right? So you can either think it's A, B, C, and right now you have other people who think it's 1, 2, and you're gonna have wave 3 down there. So they say it's 1, we're gonna have wave 2 here, and then wave 3, 4, 5. Bear market. Again, there's no reason to think at this stage that this is gonna happen. Another thing in crypto, it's something quite common, is that you're gonna have a first impulse down, which is gonna be quite steep and strong for your wave A, then your wave B, and your wave C very often is not gonna be that strong. In fact, a lot of time it's gonna truncate, which means it's not gonna even take out the low of your wave A. Alright, so again, we're gonna have to see as price action develops how it's gonna go, but there's a reasonable chance that we're gonna see something like this. Even on Bitcoin, it's something which does happen quite frequently. So 5 waves up, strong A, wave B, and very weak C, which doesn't even take out the low. Alright, you have the same thing here. A, very strong, very sharp. B, weak C. It happens quite often, in crypto, so it's not something that you should discount. So right now it's what I think is gonna happen. But yeah, since we had an impulse from the top now, again, there's a big chance that after we bounce here, we're gonna revisit this low again. So I do expect we're not gonna go that much lower than that. And also there's a big chance that this ABC is not gonna be the end of this wave 4, meaning that I do expect your wave 4 is gonna be more complex and consume more time than just that. So I don't know, we're gonna extend in time in some sort of sideways. Wave 4 are usually ugly and quite hard to trade, but that's my current expectation. So retracement level, I would say, so 50 to 618, maybe more. You're gonna have this pinkish EMA there, which is gonna come here and act as resistance. So yeah, something like this for the near term, I would say. Okay, so that's for the altcoin index. So we rejected again on this very strong support. Same thing, on smaller time frame, we had an impulse from the top. Like this. 1, 2, you break your best channel. 3, 4, retrace to the best channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's gonna be the same thing. You know, 5 waves, so it's an impulse from the top. We're gonna have a retracement probably towards this EMA, and then we're gonna revisit this low again before, in my opinion, moving more sideways for more time. Alright. For Bitcoin, so I mean, I repeated a few times that we had this. So I said, you know, this is resistance, this is your support. It's very likely we're gonna retrace from there and move sideways between these two for a while. So the support is the 55 weekly EMA, right? So that's what we did. Let me go back on the Binance chart. Right, we were here, so we retraced back to the support. We bounce again. I mean, in terms of Elliott wave, to be honest, I'm not so sure about Bitcoin right now, but still, I do expect this support to hold. I think it's a very strong support. Again, we are at the level of wave 4 of preceding degree. So I expect all of this is gonna hold, and I mean, more sideways again, it's gonna take time. We're not gonna moon tomorrow, we're not gonna die tomorrow, like the bull market is probably not finished. Right? So another chart I want to go back to again, because I mean, I talked about it last time, but I'm not sure if people understood. So this is total 2 divided by Bitcoin. Total 2 is altcoin market cap, right? So this is the altcoin market cap charted against Bitcoin, which means it's a altcoin dominance chart, or it can be as well counted as the invert chart of Bitcoin dominance. If you take this part of the chart, invert it. Does that remind you something? It's a Bitcoin dominance chart, right? So this chart, it's altcoin dominance. It goes back to 2014, and I much prefer this altcoin dominance chart compared to the Bitcoin one, because on this one the Elliott wave structure is just so much more clear than on Bitcoin. So we have this gigantic Elliott cycle in 5 waves. On this 3 wave, you have this subdivision in 5 waves. And this wave 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you have 2 other levels of subdivision in this, right? So it's very, very nice chart. Alright, and another one here. Anyway, the point is, this shows your wave 4 finished here, retracing into wave 4 of previous degree. And now, I mean, like, you have a 5 wave cycles, which goes back 6 years now. And like, people who are calling for bear market now, like, they're basically saying that after this 6 years bull market cycle with super clear Elliott wave trend, we're just gonna fail miserably just before there, and we're just gonna do that. I mean, never say never, right? But what are the odds for something like this to happen? It's extremely unlikely. Extremely unlikely. Again, you also have this 1618, which should give you a higher confidence in the fact that this was the end of your wave 3 here, no wave 4, and you're gonna have your 5 here to take out the all-time high. And so far this looks like a 3 waves, which is a great sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, and C. So this actually on this chart looks like a 3 waves done, which is a great sign that this is corrective and not impulsive. Well, as well, another thing is the slope of this is weaker than the slope of that. So that's very indicative that this is a wave C and not a wave 3. Right, let's check the fib. We don't even reach the 1 to 1, which is another great sign that this is a wave C. Yes. Maybe we can draw a channel as well. No, I can't. But yeah, it looks good. It looks good. You should take your fib. I did not do it. I'm doing it. I did not even prepare it. But let's go. Probably it's a 3A2. Not even a 3A2. So that's great. Like you have no reason to panic at this stage at all. Right. There's no reason to think that something like this is not gonna happen. Yeah, so I mean, you know, and also, I mean, another thing, like for me, like I'm doing Elliott wave, and from what I see through Elliott wave, maybe one last chart. Solana, man. I'm sorry, but Solana. So I published this 3 of January. Right, 3 of January we were here. I said, well, it looks like we're gonna go for wave 3 around 40. Back then, you know, people, I did not have 20 retweets and 200 likes. Maybe I had 1 retweet and 5 likes. Like basically people didn't give a shit. It was like, well, cool story, bro, not gonna happen. So after this happens, after you reach all the bull target, I was saying, look, we start to have 5 waves at 2 different degrees of trend, with bearish divergence on the 1-day chart, very similar to what we had here. We reach the 1618. Look, maybe it's time to be careful. And people who were like, cool story bro here, they were like, cool story bro, up only. It's not gonna happen, we're not gonna retrace, okay? I know that we retrace, and we do this wave 4, the calling for bear market. I mean, like, you have to stop like being so emotional about the market and anticipate a bit more what's gonna happen. You have your roadmap here for your bull market cycle. Everything which is happening is completely normal, was expected, and there's no reason to panic. So, you know, it's just what is happening is what was supposed to happen. Yeah. So again, yeah, I'm doing Elliott wave, but and from everything I'm seeing, like, there's no reason to think we are not in a wave 4, meaning there's no reason to think wave 5 is not coming behind. But you also have other people who are doing like other type of analysis, and all the smart people in this market are coming to the same conclusion. So I do invite you, if you don't understand or don't like Elliott wave, to read this thread. It's great. It's another method of analysis, and these people are coming to the same conclusion. This guy as well is usually pretty spot on, this road guy, and again, I mean, he's thinking the same thing. It's probably not finished. We are probably at midpoint of this bull cycle, or midpoint. I think we're past midpoint, but I think it's not finished. That's the point, right? So yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to go through. So yeah, the point is, I don't think there's so many reasons to panic. What's happening is normal, especially, yeah, like, you know, yeah, especially like another thing about Elliott is that another thing about Elliott is that when you're gonna have a shallow wave 2, like it was the case here, because usually your wave 2 you should expect a 618 retrace, and in this case we did not even reach the 382, which is unusual. So that's very shallow for a wave 2. But when this happens, then you should expect your wave 4 to be quite deep and to have a deeper retracement than your wave 2. I mean, it's what's happening now. And yeah, I mean, it's normal. There's no reason to panic. Maybe one last thing again. I said it last time, but if last time in the bull cycle at this point you had 67% retrace, right? So the retracement we had now is actually less than that. Well, we had more retracement and we still had a wave 5 behind this last time, yeah? So yeah, don't panic. I don't think there's any reason to panic. It's normal. And yeah, just take the play one by one, but the macro trend is still up, and there's still a very high chance that we're gonna go for this wave 5 by the end of the year. Alright, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.